terrified the moment the mantis appeared. None of them had any idea what to do next. They quickly made a plan to run back toward the guild. But that's when Light spoke up. "So I guess you guys aren't planning to finish this thing. Does that mean this prey is ours?" "What are you even saying? We need to run back to the guild right now or this thing will kill us." The mantis started moving toward them, but Light, Nemumo, and Gold were fully prepared. Gold charged at it first and attacked with his sword. But the mantis was a high-level monster, and even Gold realized how dangerous it was. He knew the three of them had to fight it together. Then Light used his unlimited gacha and summoned a fireball jutsu, launching it at the mantis. But the mantis dodged it easily and even threw the fireball right back at him. Chimera, the adventurer watching them, was completely shocked. She had never seen magic like this before. Gold immediately attacked again, slamming his shield into the mantis. With just his shield, he broke one of its tentacles. Everyone who saw his strength was stunned. Then Gold slashed with his sword and cut off another one of the creature's arms. The adventurers watching were filled with excitement. Light then used his unlimited gacha spell again and fired nearly 30 fire arrows at once. The arrows were extremely powerful, and the mantis couldn't avoid them at all. Light's fireballs kept hitting it one after another, and its body was almost completely destroyed. Now the mantis was terrified of Light. It decided to retreat, but before it could escape, Light summoned a wall of fire around it, trapping it completely. Chimera was thrilled watching his power. The three of them approached the mantis, ready to finish it. But suddenly the mantis lifted itself into the air. Light ordered Nemumo to move. Nemumo jumped up and in just 1 second, shredded its entire body with her slashes. They finally killed the mantis. Nemumo's attack was so destructive that there was no gemstone left in the remains. After searching for a long time, they eventually found the gemstone. They decided to head back to the surface. But Light said they still needed to level up. Just then, Mike asked, "Are you guys one of the 3 great adventurers? Are you S rank?" "No, we're not S rank. We're actually F rank." Everyone was shocked when they heard that and became even more excited. Chimera then used her magic to create fresh water and clean them up. The adventurers asked, "Could you please spend the night with us? We've set up camp here." Light and his team agreed, mostly because Chimera wanted to talk to Light about magic. At night, they sat by the campfire and talked. Chimera had become a huge fan of Light. She asked him, "Can you really use magic from every class?" "Yes, I can." Hearing that, Chimera was stunned. She explained, "This world has 3 types of magic. First is combat magic, which only works in a limited area. Second is tentacle magic, which includes spells like Firewall. And third is strategy magic, the most dangerous type. Elves, dwarves, dragon knights, and others can use such magic easily, but for humans it's extremely risky." She added, "I think Dark might be a legendary human." They continued talking about why they became adventurers. The other adventurers explained that they wanted to earn enough money to send their younger sister, Mian, to a magical academy. Dark also shared his past. "My parents died in a fire. That's why I want to complete my journey as an adventurer no matter what." Light began to feel a sister-like vibe from Mian. Chimera then asked Nemumo and Gold, "Are you two a couple?" "No, not at all." Meanwhile, in another part of the dungeon, Kyoto the elf was still furious and slaughtering orcs one after another. He carried a sword that was considered a national treasure. His companion, Yannick, collected the gemstones from the monsters. With their mission almost complete, Yannick said, "I just need a few human brands now." Kyoto replied, "Looks like it's time to eliminate them." Back at the guild, Dark and his team submitted the gemstone. It was a rare item, and the guild receptionist was extremely excited, knowing it would bring her a lot of profit. Did you really defeat the mantis on the 5th floor?" she asked. "Yes, I did." News spread everywhere that Dark and his team defeated the joint mantis on the 5th floor. Still, no one believed a human team could do such a thing. On their way out, 2 humans named Gilbert and Civilian approached them. "Hey kid, are you Dark? I know you're lying. There's no way you killed that joint mantis." Hearing this, Nemumo was furious and ready to attack them, but the rest of the team held her back. Other species like beastfolk and others began to get jealous of Light's team. They moved on and headed back toward the dungeon again. While flying, they met the same adventurers from before. Mian was extremely excited to see Dark and gave him a beautiful gift. Dark used his unlimited gacha ability and gave her a double S-rank bracelet in return. They left quickly, heading toward the 5th floor again to kill more monsters and level up. As they flew, Nemumo said, "Why did you give that girl a double S-rank bracelet?" Soon they arrived back on the 5th floor of the dungeon. Nemumo and Gold had also arrived by then. But Light suddenly told them, "You two will finish this one on your own. I'm heading out." Light used his teleportation magic and decided to return to the base. The moment he appeared there, May, Ellie, and the others greeted him warmly. Everyone was happy to see Light back, so they immediately started talking with him. After that, Light began discussing the next steps. He asked them, "So, how is the revenge plan coming along?" May replied, "Yes, we're practicing every day, but we're running low on resources." Light handed them more supplies and said, "No matter what, we must complete our revenge." Then he gave each girl her specific orders about what needed to be done next. Everyone headed out right away because each of them had to help Light so he could finish his revenge as soon as possible. Meanwhile, on the dungeon's 3rd floor, Gilbert and Suvillian were talking. "I don't believe for a second that human kid defeated a joint mantis," Gilbert said. "You're right," Suvillian replied. "He's lying. There's no way a human has that kind of power. So what is he? A hero? Something else?" "No way, that's ridiculous," Gilbert said. Suvillian eventually left to check something, but when he returned to their camp, he was shocked. Kyoto, the elf, had killed every one of his companions. Kyoto was filled with rage. He glared at Suvillian and said, "You humans are insects. I'm going to wipe you out." Suvillian froze. All his friends were dead. Kyoto had slaughtered them one by one. Suvillian thought to himself, "He's an elf. There's no way I can win against him." But he quickly used a smokescreen and tried to escape. But Kyoto caught him before he could get far. At that moment, Yannick arrived and knocked Suvillian unconscious. But Yannick frowned and said, "No, I needed humans alive. I only have one human left. You killed the others." Kyoto said, "It's fine. I still need to find that kid and kill him anyway." He was completely ready to continue his experiments. They had all returned to the surface, and that's where we see Nemomu still arguing with the receptionist. She says, "Lord Dark and I have collected so many things. Hurry up and raise our rank to S rank." But the receptionist explains, "I'm sorry, we can't do that because you all just joined the guild." That's when Gold says, "Nemomu, what are you doing? Do you really have to act like this? At least Lord Dark shouldn't take an F rank. You should be the one accepting the F rank." But then the receptionist gives them a new task, and that task is to kill the adventurer killer. They all go back to their hotel room, where they start discussing the situation. Apparently some adventurer killers were roaming around in that area to hunt human adventurers. That's why Light and the others decide that no matter what, they need to take them down. But then Gold says, "Master, why don't we call for some help from our base?" Light replies, "No, Gold, we can't do that." While they're talking, they sense something approaching them. Suddenly, a teleportation circle appears in their room out of nowhere, and Mia comes out of it, badly injured. Light can't understand what just happened to her. Even the bracelet he gave her is now broken. Light lays her down on the bed and uses his healing magic on her. Slowly, she regains consciousness and starts mumbling, "Help me." Dark and the others can't understand what she's trying to say, so Dark has no choice but to use his magical ability and enter her memories. Inside her memories, we see all the kids still in the base. Then a strange group of adventurers arrives. They say, "Kids, leave this place right now. Some adventurer killers have shown up and they can kill us all." The kids don't know what to do, but they decide that staying there at night would be extremely dangerous, so they start moving toward the surface. By midnight, they're exhausted from walking. That's when they run into some elves. These elves are none other than Kaido and his partner. Kaido asks, "Where are you all going? Don't you know there are adventurer killers around who are murdering normal adventurers?" The kids say, "What? Is that true?" And at that moment, Kaido realizes they are humans. He decides he'll kill them too, because the adventurer killers are actually Kaido and his group. He laughs and says, "I didn't know humans were this weak. Looks like I'll have to kill you as well." But Kaido's companion says, "Kaido, I want you to capture them alive. None of them should die." Kaido replies, "Fine, I understand. I'll finish them one by one." The kids finally realize that the adventurer killer they were afraid of is standing right in front of them. And he's the elf. Mia's brother tries to protect her and charges at Kaito, but Kaido shows no mercy and slashes him instantly. He injures the remaining adventurers as well. The kids understand that they cannot defeat this monster called Kaido. Mia can't even move or say anything. But then Gimra and Mia's brother gather their courage again to protect her. They shout, "Mia, run! Get out of here!" and charge at Kaito. But Kaito is